folks. In this video, I want to just make a few suggestions for anyone who enjoys the work of Jordan Peterson. Two recent pieces that I read made me think about this. The first appeared in Current Affairs. It was written by Lyta Gold, and it was titled Current Affairs Comparative Mythology Exam. It addressed a problem that I have with Jordan Peterson when he talks about mythology and symbolism. Namely that the symbols that Peterson points to as meaning one thing, in my experience, means something else in many cases. I find this disconcerting as he has a very large influence, but anybody who has delved a bit into some of the mythologies and symbolisms that he talks about will recognize this. Lyta Gold does an excellent job of pointing this out in the article by pointing out how Peterson's idea of masculine and feminine principles does not match well with many traditions going back quite a long time. I highly suggest you read the article, but the overall thrust of the article points out that the feminine is not really associated with chaos and the masculine with order. I have thought this for a while listening to Peterson, and it has bugged me. She wrote an article that I wish I would have had the time to write. She points to examples from Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Norse mythology, and popular culture. If you would like a more in-depth understanding of symbolism and mythology, I highly recommend you read or check out the lectures of Manly P. Hall. Great name, right? Manly. And I think for Jordan Peterson fans, someone called Manly definitely should be appealing. Manly P. Hall was incredibly knowledgeable about different traditions of Western occultism. He also received training in Shingon Buddhism, one of the two great Japanese esoteric schools of Buddhism. He fused these together and created a very effective system of meditation and spiritual development. Like Peterson, you can find many of his lectures on YouTube. I will link to some in the description. One of my favorites is Success is the Accomplishment of the Necessary. You should also check out Hall's best-known work, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. This book goes into depth into the symbolism of many different traditions throughout the world. Now, doing this requires you to sit down and read. One of my criticisms of many of Peterson's fans that I find online, not all, but many, is they seem to get a lot of their information from YouTube and such, and haven't done the hard work of actually sitting down to read informative text on the subject and instead take Peterson's word for it. I find this troublesome, especially since, as I pointed out earlier, Peterson gets many things very wrong in this regard. This is before he even gets to imposing his own political views and overlaying them onto these myths for the purpose of propagandizing his particular worldview. A final point that I would like to make, well, not so much a point, but I would like to point to an opportunity for anyone interested. The writer John Michael Greer is one of my favorite living authors. He is an incredibly prolific author. He has written countless nonfiction and fiction books. He has written great books on ecology, peak oil, our modern myths of progress, and he literally wrote the encyclopedia on the occult. He has written great works of fiction, mostly of post-industrial fiction. That's science fiction that imagines a world with less resources, not more, and how humans deal with them. And he writes an amazing blog called Ecosophia. He used to write a blog called The Archdruid Report, where he predicted Trump's victory back before any of the primaries. I highly recommend you check out his writing. Recently, he announced his book club would be reading Dion Fortune's The Cosmic Doctrine. This is a very important text in Western occultism. Having the opportunity to read it in the same group as someone who is a very big figure in the occult scene today is a great opportunity that some people might not recognize, which is why I'm pointing it out. Now, part of the reason he has done this in this particular manner is one of the problems with being any type of occult teacher is weeding out students. Any occult teacher who gains some sort of prominence needs to weed out the people who genuinely want to learn from the people who just want the status of having learned from an important teacher and who are not willing to put in the work. If you think this is something you're interested in and you are willing to put in the work of reading the book and doing the meditations and such in it, then I highly recommend you check this out. You'll be able to participate in the book club in the comment section of his blog. That will happen next week on June the 13th. I have picked up a copy of the Cosmic Doctrine. I'll be reading it along and participating, and hope to get something from it. Anyone interested in a solid introduction to the occult and possibly sharpening some of their mental facilities should check it out. If you have an interest in discursive meditation as opposed to mindfulness meditation, especially, I think this will be very appealing to you. But that's it for now, folks. I just wanted to make this quick little video recommending this. So please do check out Manly P. Hall, check out Lyta Gold, and check out John Michael Greer. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you really like what I do, please contribute to my Patreon or make a PayPal donation. I also have some t-shirts for sale. They feature the major arcana of the tarot deck that you find decorating my channel. For this video, I have used the High Priestess. I have links in the description. And remember, all generalizations are stupid, so never speak in absolutes. See you next time.